everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I forgot I'm starting a vlog, I'm not continuing it. Welcome back. This is another episode of Randa's Crafty Vlog. We're starting a new week. It is Monday, October 10th. It's 10:37 a.m. I have to leave here really soon, which is quite the fun story. But this week, you know what? I'll tell you that in a second. What I'll tell you about why I'm leaving is a bit frustrating. I don't know how far into detail it's appropriate to talk about it, but I'm having, some lovely, it's hard being the boss moments where basically orders got really backed up. My employee packs orders. And everything got really backed up by a week or two. And closer to 2. And because of that, she then printed out 120 orders, more than that, in 24 hours. Instead of over 2 weeks like it's supposed to. And when the way that Etsy works is that when you guys pay for shipping, it goes into my account within Etsy, my finance account. But then when I buy the shipping labels to ship it to you guys, it takes the money out of that. So they give the money that you pay for shipping to me, and then I use that money to buy shipping labels. And so because of that, when we print out shipping labels at the wrong time, it affects our paycheck. Because, what normally we printed out $600 worth of shipping labels in 24 hours. And so that means instead of the $100 or whatever that's normal for a week, that we would print out. And so therefore we lost $600. Not that we lost it, but that we lost it for this pay period. And therefore that means that this week's paycheck was awful. Hundreds of dollars short for both of us, to the point where I cannot pay my bills with it, which is scary. And a little frustrating from a boss's perspective because it kind of wasn't my fault, but also, it can be kind of my fault because I didn't tell her earlier to get on the stick. Because I didn't realize she was so far behind, but it is what it is. And so I'm going to have to explain to her this week why the paycheck is so crap, what happened, and don't ever do that again. I don't have my microphone on me this morning because it's charging. I realized that's why a lot of you guys commented that last week in the very last clip, it cut out right before I was going to tell the Reddit story. And it sucks because it was a good Reddit story and I don't know how to find it again. But it cut out, I think, because the receiver died. It needed to be charged. So I'm charging them right now, which is why I'm not using the microphone this week. But, what was I saying? So I'm going to have to explain that. And, it's going to suck having to explain that and having to give her a really crappy paycheck. But it's kind of like a you make your own bed, you lie in it kind of a situation, as unfortunate as that is. But when one of us gets screwed over, both of us get screwed over. So not only did it affect her paycheck, it heavily affected my paycheck, to the point where I can't afford to live this week. And that's the frustrating part, is that we would have been fine. It's not like sales were down. It's not like whatever. We would have been fine if this hadn't happened. And so I'm having to make up for it and that means I have to DoorDash, which is unfortunate because it costs money for gas. It put miles on my car. There's so many better things I could be doing with my life. Like, I'd like to release candles. I could be using this time to make candles and release them for you guys. But I can't because I have to live. I have to pay my bills. So, yesterday, this was also a hard week for me because Perry left. I dropped him off at the airport yesterday. He's going on a business trip for this whole week. So he's in California, doing like a training that his work wanted him to do. And it's for a whole week. So he left yesterday, which was Sunday, and he gets back on Saturday, which is 6 days. So it's completely sucks. I hate being away from him. We have never been apart for more than like 2 or 3 days. And so I've never been in the house by myself without him. And so it's hard. It's hard for me. I don't like maybe this is like so codependent of me, but I like don't even care. I don't like being away from him. So this is going to be a hard week for me, and it already has been because sleeping alone last night was weird and hard, and I didn't like it. Usually the animals do not sleep in the bed with us. They were all in the bed with me because I was lonely. And it's weird, like, hanging out in the house by myself. It's going to be especially weird when 5 o'clock, 5:30 rolls around today and he's not coming home. I hate it. We are trying to get me a flight out there in the middle of this week to go spend some time with him, but we don't know if that's going to be able to happen because the normal, like, to purchase a ticket to fly out there was too expensive. And so we're having to, thankfully, Perry has a buddy who works at the airport, so we can fly standby. But for anybody who's ever flown standby before, it's never guaranteed. So I have no idea, even though it's Monday, I have no idea if I'm going to be able to go out there to be with him. The plan is that if I can, I'll be gone Wednesday through Friday, come back on Friday, and then pick him up from the airport on Saturday. But I have no idea if I'm going to be able to do that. So it's hard because he's away and I feel sad about it. And then I'm having to deal with this and it's a lot. I did do a section of my diamond painting last night, but I did not bring it in here to show you because I forgot. So I'll try to bring it in tomorrow. But, oh my goodness. And I'm still getting over my sickness, which is like so not fun. But, so I dropped him off at the airport yesterday and it was like noon. And I had the rest of the day to just sit by myself, which sounded horrible. And so I was sitting in the car, I was fully dressed, I was whatever, and I was like, you know what, I'm close to, because there's no DoorDash in our town, and so I have to go to Brighton, which is like 20 minutes away from me, in order to DoorDash. And so I was already like close, I was going to pass it on the way back from the airport, past Brighton. And so I was like, you know what, I'll just DoorDash to keep me busy. I know I'm going to have to do it anyway. Why not do it now? Like, I'd rather be out and busy than sitting at home by myself and being sad. So, I DoorDashed for 5 hours yesterday, got $100, and I have to do all of that over again today. I need another $100 in order to be able to live for this week, survive. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I already have my dash scheduled for 11:30. And it's 10:46 right now, so I have to leave here pretty soon. But after I get another $100 today, I'll be able to live for the week, and so I can spend the rest of the week doing other things. And next week should be back to normal. Our paycheck should be back to normal. I shouldn't have to do this anymore. It'll be fine. I don't like door dashing. I don't enjoy it. It takes away from time I could be spending on my business, which sucks. So, I really try to avoid it with a burning passion. But I have to this week. So, and it's like, I guess it gets me out of the house. It keeps me busy, because otherwise it's like I sit in my office all day and then he never comes home. And so then I sit in the living room by myself all day. It's like, it's just, at least there's some form of getting out of the house and human interaction and whatever, because it's like, I just get lonely without him, that like, it's like, and my mom is sick. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see her this week because she's still sick too. And it's like, that's some human interaction. And I don't know if I'm going to be going to Cali this week. And that's stressful. So like, we'll find out. So, yeah, anyway, so let's do a Reddit story really quick. Sorry for my Debbie Downer news today. Does anybody else feel that way about their spouse? I fucking hate being away from him. I 100% cried at the airport. Like, maybe I'm just so codependent. Maybe. He hates it too. He hates it just as much as I do. He hates being away from me and from our children, our furry children, and from our home. He's also very much a homebody, just like I am. And so, he feels the same way, that he hates this. I hate this. I don't know. It's like, I know for some people, they feel like getting time away from their spouse is like a break. I don't. This is torture for me. So I hope I'm able to go out there on Wednesday and see him. If not, it's going to be a long week by myself. So, I told my employee, it's like, maybe if I can't go to Cali, then I'll come over like twice this week instead of once this week, and we can get extra stuff done, because like, I'm gonna need some human interaction and can't do this. But I am going to therapy tomorrow, so that will help, and then we'll see. And I'm door dashing today. So, that'll be probably about 5 hours until I can get another $100. So then I'll come home towards the end of the day. So I wanted to get this done before I went and did that. This one has a couple of upvotes, or quite a few upvotes and some awards, and it was only posted 4 hours ago, 9.5 thousand upvotes. This is an Am I the Asshole? Let's do an Am I the Asshole story. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to tell you. I'm like trying to make sure. If I don't go here's the thing. If I don't go out of town this week, then candles will be released on Monday. If I do go out of town this week, candles will probably not be released on Monday. So like, keep an eye out. I'll let you know. Follow my Instagram, okay? Well, I'll keep watching this video, and I'll keep you updated. I have no idea, so we'll find out. I fucking hate flying standby, but like, having to fly standby is better than not getting to see him at all, so I'll take it. I think that's it. I need to go DoorDash. So anyway, let's do Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for returning my daughter's birthday cake after I discovered that my wife made changes to it? Ooh, shit. I, male 37, have a daughter, now 13, Olivia, from my former relationship. Currently, I am married to my wife, who has a daughter, 16, Brittany. So Brittany is the opposite of Olivia. For example, Brittany is a social kid, Olivia is introverted. The list is long, but they're just the complete opposite. Olivia's 13th birthday was 2 days ago. She loves chocolate, and I decided this is the flavor I was going to go with when I contacted the bakery. However, my wife objected since Brittany absolutely hates chocolate and suggested we go with vanilla. I said no way, because for one, Olivia hates vanilla, and it's also her birthday, so she gets to have her cake with her favorite flavors. My wife got upset and took it as in I had no regard for Brittany and that we should just choose another neutral flavor instead. I shut that down and said no more discussing this, because I had already decided to go with what Olivia wanted. At the day of the birthday, I was supposed to go get the cake, but I was surprised to see my wife coming home after picking up the cake from the bakery. Oh, this fucking bitch. I looked at it and discovered that it wasn't a chocolate cake, but a vanilla cake with small pieces of chocolate on top. I got pissed thinking that they got my order wrong and was about to contact them, but my wife said there was no mistake and that she called the bakery the day before and made, quote, slight changes to the cake to please both girls. I was stunned. I lost it on her and asked why the hell she did that. She got defensive, saying that birthdays are no excuse to show favoritism and that her daughter is watching and observing how I'm treating both girls. I told her off since I was the one paying and called the bakery and explained what happened. I had the cake returned and replaced with a chocolate cake, although this one is similar, but it was fine. Although this one is smaller, but it was fine. I thought that said similar. My wife declined to take part in the celebration, and later we got in a huge argument where she called me controlling and selfish for returning the cake instead of using the opportunity to teach Olivia how to compromise so everyone's happy. He's controlling and selfish? He is? You changed the cake order behind his back, woman. You don't find that controlling? Anyway, now I'm teaching her to be selfish. I said that my daughter gets to act selfish on her birthday and that she, my wife, was teaching her daughter how to be entitled, word for word, and it led to a bigger argument. We are not talking as of now. Am I the asshole for returning the cake and not taking my wife's input into consideration? Nope. Here's what I will say is that maybe this is just me. I talk like a therapist, especially in difficult situations. I always make sure that I'm like saying kind of like the right thing. I'm saying it the right way. I'm saying it with the other person's feelings and considerations. And if that needs a little bit of sugarcoating, then that's what it'll get. Sometimes Perry is like, you need to just like tell me straight up because I don't understand what you're talking about. But I have the tendency to be very delicate with the way I bring up situations that I know could be conflict. And so the fact that he's just like, what the fuck, and how dare you do that, and blah, 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 blah. I would never talk to Perry like that. I would say, listen, we need to have a conversation because I don't understand and it makes me feel really hurt. And like, I think it would hurt Olivia's feelings too. And like, can you talk me through what your thought process was? And like, can we come to some sort of agreement? Like, that's how I would talk about it. And so the fact that he's just like, how fucking dare you? And blah, 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 blah. Why the hell did you do that? And you're teaching your daughter to be entitled and blah, blah. I would never just like spew like that. So that it's like, maybe it's different styles of communicating, but I feel like that's a big reason why she got defensive is when you come at her like that, it's innate human interaction to get defensive. When you're asking the question of why, my therapist taught me this. Anytime you ask the question of why did you do that, it's a human's innate response to get defensive. Why did you do that? Well, I did it because XYZ. It's the reasonable answer to that question. And so to not expect her to get offensive when you say, why the hell did you do that? I assume in that same tone, why the fuck did you do that? Then no wonder you got that kind of reaction from her. So it's like, I guess I wouldn't say you're the asshole for that because she is in the wrong here, but like, you could have handled that better, but you're not the asshole. But I'm proud of you for sticking up for your daughter, because she, your wife, is being fucking insane. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh my God, I'm sick. It's her fucking birthday, man. That, like, if she wants a chocolate cake, she gets a damn chocolate cake. It's like my sister and I are the same way. We are so similar in so many ways. We're only 6 months apart from each other in age. And yet we are also polar opposites in a lot of ways. When it's my birthday, I want like a triple chocolate, like ice cream cake, like as chocolatey as chocolate can get. And when it's her birthday, she wants like a fruit tart, you know, with fruits and, you know, whatever. She likes that better. I like chocolate better. When it's my birthday, I get the chocolate brouhaha and she eats it happily. And when it's her birthday, she gets the fruit tart and I eat it happily. Chill. You get your own damn birthday cake on your own damn birthday. Why? If fucking Brittany, bitch, if she doesn't like chocolate, then don't eat the cake. You're fine. You know? Like, or you get something separate for her so that she can join in the festivities, but you do not change birthday girl's cake to accommodate. No, it's her cake. Jeez. Top comment, hold on. The thing is that I feel like, at least from the story, it sounds like Brittany had nothing to do with this. It's not like she was sitting over there going, oh, how dare you not get me a vanilla cake. It was all the wife. So I am not really, if that's true, if I'm taking the story at face value, Brittany didn't have anything to do with this. So I'm not gonna blame the 16-year-old here, Brittany. I'm blaming the wife. But of course, if she was sitting there going, how fucking dare you, then of course it's her fault too. But top comment says, not the asshole, it's Olivia's birthday, not Brittany's birthday. The cake should be the flavor of what the birthday kid wants. This is a special day for Olivia, therefore there doesn't really need to be fairness between your daughters. I don't like chocolate, but when it's my sister's birthday, we get chocolate because it's what she likes. I suck it up because it's her special day. That's what I was just saying about me and my sister. We get different things. We want different things on our birthday, but it's their birthday, so like shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Your wife is an asshole for going behind your back. The cake was basically vanilla to make Brittany happy with tiny bits of chocolate for the birthday girl. Why can't Brittany learn to compromise? She's older and she should know that she can't get what she wants on the day that's not her birthday. Like I said, it doesn't sound like Brittany's involved in this. My opinion, but I didn't hear a single thing of Brittany was bitching about it. So, yeah, this is ridiculous. Let's see. Not the asshole. Your wife is projecting onto you because she is the one showing favoritism. You signed up for this, OP. You signed your daughter up for this. Welcome to the wind-up. You have to protect your daughter in this situation because she's being crazy. Just saying. Keep an eye out for your daughter. Yeah, everybody's agreeing. Not the asshole. There are no comments from OP. Like I said, this was only 4 hours ago, so there's nothing yet. But, thank you, phone, for letting me know I'm supposed to dash in 30 minutes. I am aware. But there are 2.8 thousand comments that OP has to come back to. Not the fucking asshole. Nope, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Like, conflict resolution with your wife could be a little better, but that's the only thing I got going for him here. That, like, otherwise, he is so not in the wrong, and I approve of him standing up for his daughter. So, that's it. I'm gonna go. I have to, like, it's like my text said, I have to start dashing in a half hour. So, I am going to go and get ready and do that. Something fun for y'all to look forward to is that either today or tomorrow, I'm going to finish editing our proposal video together. For those of you who don't know, oh my God, I need to tell the damn story. I'll tell it before I show it to you. I thought I told you guys last week how he proposed to me. I didn't. I was told in the comments that I didn't, and I forgot. So I will tell you in this video, but I want to tell you and then show you the video, like, when I have a little more time. So, why are you driving around so weird like that? Anyway, But it ended up, so there is a video of it because Perry was wearing a GoPro. And so we have the whole thing from his point of view. So it's very fun. And it just got split up into a couple different videos, just like the way the GoPro recorded it. It recorded it in 3 different chunks. And so I'm having to like cut those down and smush it together. It's basically just a lot of me ugly crying. So like prepare yourself for that. But I'm going to finish editing it together either today or tomorrow, and then I will include it in this video for y'all to see, because how fun is it to see me ugly cry? But anyway, that's it. I'm going to go DoorDash. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Good morning, y'all. Do not mind my fucking hair today. It's beautiful. It is Tuesday, October 11th, 10:34 a.m. It's officially 2 months until my birthday, December 11th. It's October 11th, which is exciting. I'll be 23. Woo! Listen, I'm excited. This is my original, just normal wired lav mic that just plugs straight into my phone. No extra stuff. It does limit your mobility because you are plugged straight into your phone. So I like having this one that allows me to walk freely around the room. But it is nice. This is much easier. And it works now because I bought the new adapter. It was my old adapter that was causing it problems. So it's nice and easy. I get to just plug it in and use it, especially since my other one's charging. So that's nice. So today is a day. I talked to Perry last night, and I know that I'm codependent on him, I think, and it just kind of is what it is. But I had a rough day yesterday, door dashing, and I've just been having a rough time without him. That it's like, I don't think that he is like the sole source of my happiness, but that he is kind of like my human interaction, you know? And so like, I didn't really like have things in place to continue having human interaction while he was gone. And so I got really lonely, and just wanted him there. And I've been sleeping like crap ever since he left. I guess my body doesn't like sleeping alone or something, because I've just been sleeping like garbage. But I was on the phone with him last night, and I was really upset, and he's having a hard time too, not as hard of a time as I am, but he doesn't like being away from me either. And so we were talking last night, and he was saying that like, you know, flights are still looking okay, but that he's like worried about me getting home and blah, 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 blah. I am too, but I'm thinking it should be okay. 'Cause he's like, you know, you can get there, you know, I'm not worried about you getting there. I'm worried about like, you're going to be stuck in California, and not be able to get home. He's like, it's best if you're not able to make it there versus not able to make it home. And I was like, yeah, definitely. But we were talking last night, and after we got off the phone, I texted him and I was like, are there any flights that look good for me to come out tomorrow? Because I was kind of half joking, because I was just like, I missed him, and I just want to get there as soon as possible. And he was like, well, let me check. And he's like, actually, there's a flight tomorrow night at like 8:30 that has 30 open seats right now, and that's the day before, and so chances of you getting on that flight are actually really good. And so he was like, do you want to try for that? And I was like, yeah, let's do that. It gives me the day today to like pack, make sure Ollie is all set up by himself, get Ash to boarding, take Willow to my mother's. It's a whole process. I would, you know, my mom will only watch Willow and Ollie, Ollie actually prefers to be at home by himself, so he's going to be set up by himself with his automatic feeder and stuff. But Willow is just too small. She's just too tiny, too young to be alone by herself right now. She's only like 6 weeks old. And so, like, she can, but it's like she needs to be fed and, well, you know, like, she's just a little too young. And so my mom said she'd watch her, but I still have to board Ash because she won't watch Ash. Which I understand. Ash is a crackhead. You have to, like, really like animals to want to put up with Ash, and my mom is not willing to put up with Ash for long extended periods of time. So, like, I get it. It's fine. So I have to take Ash to the boarding place. I called them this morning. They didn't answer. So I'm, like, praying that they have a spot for her. They usually do. So, I'm hopeful, but alas. And so I need to pack. I need to get all the animals situated and then, go to the airport tonight, and I have to do payroll today and call my employee and all that. So, like, I got a lot to do today before I leave, but I'm hoping that all of this works out and I get to get on that flight tonight. Perry is working on talking with Mario, who is his friend who works for United that gets us the standby tickets, about getting me a ticket for that flight, a standby ticket. And, yeah. So hopefully that works out. We won't know until boarding of the plane. You know, you have no idea. Nothing's guaranteed. So, I guess I'll let you guys know tomorrow. If I'm vlogging from Cali, then you'll know that I made it. If not, then not. So, yeah, let's do a Reddit story. And then I got shit to do. I really don't want to have this conversation with my employee, but I know that I need to. Let's do a Reddit story. No, I don't want to create a post. I want to search. But yeah, I DoorDashed yesterday and I was just miserable. I was just so upset. I was just so mad at everything and lonely and like and came home and was just lonely and tired. I've been sleeping like garbage. Yeah. I'm feeling a little better today, but only because I might get to see Perry tonight, and that's very exciting. So, this has a lot of upvotes. This is Am I the Asshole? It was posted 5 hours ago, and it says, Am I the asshole for giving my brother and his wife 2 days to return my piano? I just go on and pick stories with lots of upvotes. This one has 7.4 thousand upvotes, so that's what we're doing. I, female 32, developed an interest for piano after meeting my late husband, who was a piano teacher for 7 years. He taught me how to play, and he helped me buy one, used one, but still a bit expensive, 2 years ago. I play it every day. After his passing 6 months ago, I just find comfort spending time playing. However, my brother and his wife, who came to stay with me for 2 months after losing their apartment, always complain about the piano noise, although I only play at daytime. Sister-in-law and I started arguing more frequently, and my brother told me to only play it when they're out, but I refused. Why are you so bothered by the noise of a piano? Like, chill. Yesterday, I was out with friends for the day, then I came home in the evening. I found that my piano was gone. I don't even need to read the rest of the story. That's it. I'm killing these people. Anyway, found out that my piano was gone. Turns out my brother had moved it to a friend's garage, I don't know which friend, while I was gone. I blew up at him and yelled that he had no right to touch it or move it. His wife said they did this as a last-ditch effort to get some peace and quiet in the house. Oh my God, you are staying with her. She's doing you a favor. You could be homeless right now. Would you rather be homeless? I'm getting heated. I need to finish the story. My brother reassured me that he'll give it back once he finds his own place and I get to live alone and play the piano all day long. He was sarcastic in his last line and I couldn't take it. I told them to pack and leave my house because they were no longer welcome after this. He freaked out and tried begging me to take it easy and be more rational, but I threatened to call the police if they refused to leave. Yeah, and while you're on the phone with the police, you put in a report for your missing piano. Yeah, put in a police report that they stole your piano. He took his family and left. The piano still isn't back, and they're saying they'd give it back if I agree to let them move back in, basically wanting things to go back to how they were when they were complaining about the noise. They believe that what happened was a misunderstanding and every one of us mishandled the situation, so they want to start new. I lost it and told them that they have 2 days to return it or I'll call the cops on them. I give you 2 hours before I'm calling the cops. You get 3 hours. Maybe I'll give you 3. Maybe I'll be nice. You have 3 hours to return that piano. Are you kidding? Or I'm calling the cops. You have 20 minutes. You have 5.5 seconds. Time's up, bitch. Like, no! Mom is pressuring me to take them back, saying it was my fault for not having any consideration for them as my guest to begin with. That mom needs to be kicked to the curb. But I refused to take them back and put my foot down on the timeline I gave. Now I'm being called irrational and cruel to kick my brother out, watch him struggle, and refuse to let him move back in, and choosing to escalate this to the authorities when I could just let them move back in and I get my piano back. I am heated. I don't usually actually get mad at Reddit stories. This makes me so angry. Because what in your right mind, these fucking people think that they can be struggling, get brought into somebody else's house, and then complain about their piano, and just to make it even fucking worse, it is how she's grieving her late husband who died 6 months ago. You insensitive piece of garbage. And then you steal her piano. Oh my God. You steal it. We don't know how expensive this piano is. And I don't remember. I used to be a criminal justice major, so I know a little bit about the law. And there is a certain dollar amount where I can't think of the word. We're stealing things. When you steal things, theft. Thank you. There's a certain dollar amount to which it turns from a misdemeanor into a felony. I want to say it's I can't remember because it was 6 years ago that I learned this, but I want to say it's $1,000 or a couple $1,000s or something like that. So if that piano is anywhere near that much, it could be a fucking felony. Just saying. So it's get your fucking ass, get your head out of your ass, these people. That makes me want to drive up a wall. I would have called the cops. I mean, would I have? I'm such a little sissy about so many things. So would I have? I don't know. But do I want to call the cops on them for her right now? Yes. Yes, I do. I'm going to call the cops and say, hi, theft of a piano. Find it, bring it back here, charge them. And even if you just want to call the cops to get your piano back, and then once you get your piano back, you drop the charges. If you just want to make a scene, if you just want to get your piano back, but not escalate it any further, I understand that. You can drop your charges. But then you at least get the cops help to get your piano back. And you show them that they do not get to fuck around with you. Fuck around and find out. Let's see the comments rip them apart. Top comment says, you're still grieving and your asshole brother and mom, question mark. Yeah, the mom is something else also. Pulls this stunt on you. What the fuck? He's gonna put the piano on Craigslist for some quick cash after he had to move out. Wake up. Call the cops today, not the asshole. That's what I'm thinking. And this is another comment. My parents tried to give their piano away for free. They wound up having to pay someone to take it as they could not figure out how to physically move it into my place. OP, not the asshole. Call the cops now. I agree. Call the cops instantly. This one has a lot of awards. Not the asshole. It's your place and your piano. They stole your piano and are holding it ransom to get their way. So not only stealing your property, but trying to use extortion, blackmail, as well as call the cops ASAP and report it stolen and tell the cops they know where it is and they won't tell you. I wouldn't let them, your family, back in your place for the time being, but seriously, get the cops involved. They had no right to pull this crap with you. It's your home, your property. The audacity is mind-blowing. The audacity is mind-blowing in and of itself. If it's just a piano, the audacity in and of itself is mind-blowing. Then you put all the sentiment behind it, that it's how it's her late husband helped her get it, and it's how she's grieving, and it reminds her of him. Like, you put all of that sentiment behind it, and then you end up with the fucking audacity, the lack of care for you, and the lack of empathy for you is unbelievable. Oh my God, it makes me so angry. They are taking advantage of you so graciously, giving them a place to stay, especially in such a difficult time in your life with the loss of your late husband. Your mom or some other family member can take them in and deal with all this stuff. It is not your responsibility to take care of them. Yeah, you took them in when they needed you, and they did this shit. Oh, fuming. I'm fuming. Not the asshole. You should try posting on social media and tagging your brother so his friends see. Let them know that whoever is storing the piano is currently storing a stolen item and they have XX hours to return it before the police become involved. You just know he hasn't told the truth to whoever is keeping it. Here's what I would do. I would call up your brother and I'd say, listen, I'm about an hour away from calling the police. You either tell me where that piano is, and it better fucking be there when I show up, or you have 3 hours to return it to me. You tell me where it is, and you have 3 hours to return it to me. And if not, I'm calling the police, right as soon as we hang up the phone. And see what he says. And if he's being a jerk, you call the police immediately. This is ridiculous. Let's see, it was only 5 hours ago, but God, I wish we had an update on this. We got nothing. So I am saving this so that we can come back to it later when there's hopefully an update. I will be checking on it because this makes me upset. I am physically upset. Anyway, no, you're not the asshole, in case my whole rant wasn't fucking clear enough. That's insane. So, yeah, that's it for today's clip. Everybody cross your fingers for me that I'm in Cali tomorrow, but, it will have already happened by the time you're saying this, but still, whatever. I'll see y'all tomorrow. You know what? I'm not going to see you tomorrow just quite yet. It's the same day. Hello, I'm back. Because I told you guys today that I would tell you the story about how Perry proposed and that I would show you the video. I edited it together last night, so I'm going to tell you. Here we go. So, this man is an actor. Just, if this man ever, lies to me, with malicious intent, for real or whatever, I'll be none the wiser. Because he got me. It was the day before our anniversary. It was a Saturday. And we're just hanging around the house, not doing anything. And he goes, we should go for a bike ride. It's nice outside. And by bike ride, he means a ride on his motorcycle. That's what bike ride means in our house. And I said, sure, sounds like a good plan. So we get on his motorcycle. And he's like, we're just going to do a short, little 20-minute ride. I said, fantastic. So we go, and he knows that's like completely normal, because he knows that I can't, he has a sport bike, it's not the most comfortable, and so I can't last very long on it, without getting extremely sore and uncomfortable. And he had his GoPro on his helmet, which is, again, extremely normal. He wears his GoPro almost every single time he gets on that motorcycle, so that was not, like, out of the element either. So he was recording the whole thing. That's how we got that he had his helmet on and his GoPro was, like, right at his chin level, and so that's where the video point of view is from. So we drive up and then we turn back around. And as we're coming back, we are down this like country road near our house. And it's actually really pretty because you can see the mountains and it's very, you know, there's like animals around because it's like farmland and it's very pretty. And all of a sudden I feel and hear his bike just like shut off while we're on the road. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I look over his shoulder and he's pressing buttons and he's turning the key in the ignition. He's trying to turn it back on. Nothing's happening. And so he pulls over to the side of the road and he's like, what the fuck is going on? And I get off and he immediately is still pressing buttons, turning the switch, like everything that he can do to try to turn it back on. And nothing's working. And he was like, is it giving me some sort of code? And so he's turning it and he's like, code 7, what the hell is a code 7? And so he pulls out his phone and he starts Googling and he's like, oh, Bubba, this is not good. This is not fucking good. And I'm like, I don't know, it's not fucking good. And he starts Googling. And then he's like, we're going to have to fucking walk home. It's going to be like a 3-hour walk home. I don't know what we're going to do. And I was like, don't fucking say that. He was like, we're going to have to call Mario. I said, call Mario, call Joe, call Greg. I'm naming all of our neighbors at this point. Like, call anybody to come pick us up. And he's Googling and Googling and Googling. And then he like bends down to look into the bike. And it's funny because when you watch the video back, he just like stares at it for a little bit. He doesn't actually like do anything. He just stares at it for a second and then gets back up. And if you watch him while he's Googling on his phone, he does like put code 7 into his browser for like a half a second, just in case I looked over on his phone, like to make it look real. But then otherwise he's Googling like how much does a quarter weigh and like what, like he's not Googling. He was pretending. And so he's like, I don't know what we're gonna do. And he was like, you know, you don't have my phone and my phone's about to die. Do you have your phone? I'm like, no, I didn't bring my phone. I didn't know I needed my phone. We were going for a 20-minute ride and you had your phone. And so I thought we were okay. And he was like, oh fuck, this isn't good, whatever. And he walks to the other side of his bike and he like thinks for a second. And he's like, I don't know, maybe I have the right tool to fix it. And so he opens the seat of his motorcycle. For those of you who don't know, there's like a tiny amount of storage underneath the seat of many motorcycles. I don't want to say all motorcycles, but a lot of motorcycles have storage underneath the seat. And he pulls out, you'll see it in the video, he pulls out something wrapped in some black fabric. And then he walks around to the other side of the bike. He pulls the fabric off and it's a ring box, and he gets down on one knee and opens the ring box, and I freaked the fuck out. I had no idea it was coming. I didn't like register what was happening until he was on one knee and the ring was out, and then I drop my helmet on the floor and start like hyperventilating. And he's still recording this whole thing. And it was so funny because when I told Perry's mom this story, she was like, are you kidding me? He proposed with his helmet on? I was like, you bet your ass he proposed with his helmet on. And then he says, will you marry me? And I'm crying. I'm freaking out. And then you'll see like he grabs my hand and then I go in for a hug. And just ugly crying the entire fucking time. I knew I was gonna cry. Like I had a feeling I was gonna cry when he proposed, but I like ugly cried for like 10 minutes. I was so happy. I was so excited. It was everything I could have asked for. It was like the best moment of my entire fucking life. He fooled me for sure. And it was incredibly sweet. And the ring, of course, was perfect. As you guys have seen it, it's fantastic. And it was amazing. It was so pretty, and I was so like, you know, of course I told you guys I was going into that weekend hoping he was going to propose. But was I thinking he was going to propose at that moment? Absolutely not. So like, he fooled me. It's like, you wanted it to be a surprise, you got it. You did it. I was surprised that it's like the last thing on my mind when we're on the side of the road and the bike is broken down is me going, oh, is he gonna propose? Of course not. But he fooled me so hard to the point that like, after we had our moment, he dropped his helmet to the floor after a little bit. And that's where the video ends. But after we had our moment, I mean, the video keeps going, but I cut it because you don't need to just like hear me ugly crying and like, not necessary. But once it was like 5 minutes later, the ring was on my finger, we had like had our moment. And he had fooled me to the point where after all of that, I said, wait, so is the bike still broken? Like, are we going to be able to get home? I thought the bike was still broken. And he was like, no, the bike is fine. And we got on and we drove home. And when we got home, I was like, how did you do that? Like, you were turning the key to the ignition. How did you just like pretend that it was broken? He was like, I flipped the kill switch. You physically cannot turn it on when the kill switch is flipped. I was like, huh? Like, you have to know enough about bikes to know that and to see him do it and to whatever. I don't. So I was fully believing that it was broken. And he even like showed me after, you know, a couple days later, I was like, can you show me what this kill switch is? And he flipped it on his bike and was like, that's the kill switch. I was like, damn, you fucking fooled me. So that's the story about how we got engaged, and I'm gonna roll the video now.
The fuck? The fuck happened? Did you give me a code? Motherfucker. Code 7? What the fuck is code 7? What the fuck? Shit, Bubba's.
Shit, Bubba's. What the hell? Just randomly turns off while we're riding.
Code 7? Oh, shit. Shit.
Shit.
This is not good, Bubs.
No, it's not.
We have to walk home.
Fuck.
We can't even get an Uber out here, can we?
I don't know. Greg or Joe is home. Can we have a favor?
It's gonna be like a 3-hour walk. Maybe 2 hours. Call Mario.
We call Mario, call Greg, call Joe, call...
Of course, my phone's about to die too.
Oh, fuck.
You didn't bring yours?
No, I didn't think I needed to because I thought you had yours.
Oh shit.
Now in hindsight, I should have brought my phone.
Yeah. Oh shit. Maybe I have the right tool to fix it. Would you marry me, baby? I love you so much. I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Oh, it's perfect! Oh my god! Isn't that sweet? Isn't that so sweet? I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Best day of my fucking life. So I know I told you guys I would share that, so I wanted to share that before I go. Now I really do need to go, so now I really will talk to you guys tomorrow. Good morning, everybody. I made it to California. So, I'm in Long Beach, and I'll be here. We're hoping that I'll be here till Friday, but the flights for Friday are looking interesting, and we have to make sure that I make it back. So I might have to leave on Thursday. I have no idea. We'll find out. But it was so good to see Perry last night, and we got to hang out a little bit. It was late. My flight took off at like 8:30, and so I landed at like 10. And so then by the time, and LAX is an absolute fucking shit show. Trying to pick up passengers is difficult. So by the time he was able to pick me up, and then we drove the 20 minutes back to Long Beach. Ooh, big yawn. It was like 11. So, but I was just glad to be here. I made it on the flight extremely easily. They actually like just gave me a ticket. Like, yeah, here you go. Usually you have to like stand till the last minute and kind of like fight for it. I didn't have to do that. So that was very nice. I'm probably gonna have to fight for it on the way back though, which is sad. I don't have any crafting to show you because I'm a big dumb dummy and I didn't bring anything. I didn't bring my cross stitch. I didn't bring anything. And I'm kind of regretting that decision now, but it's fine. And then I also can't read you a Reddit story today because I also realized I'm a dumb dummy. I was like, I don't need a laptop. I can work from my phone. It's fine. And then I'm like, I can't read Reddit stories because I can't film from my phone and read a Reddit story from my phone all at the same time. And I don't have any other devices. This is my only device. And so it's like I'd have to like go down to the business center and like print out a Reddit story. Maybe I'll do that for tomorrow, but for today I'm not doing that. I didn't fucking feel like it. I've left the hotel room once today. That's about it. So yeah, I went. It was nice because I was able to. Did I say what day it was? It's. What day is it? Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's about noon. I'll tell you more about why it's noon in a second. But yesterday I was able to get Ollie stays at home by himself, so I got him all situated, set up at home by himself, and then Ash went to boarding, and thankfully the boarding place we take her to is awesome, and they almost always have openings, and so I was able to call that morning and say, hey, I just found out I need to go out of town, any chance you have any openings? And they're like, yep, bring her in. So I was able to bring her to boarding, and then Willow is actually staying with my mom right now. My mom has never watched anybody's animal before, so I was very surprised that she agreed to watch Willow, but I think it's because like she's a little 6-week-old kitten right now, so she's very fun and cute. I think that's why. But I was a little nervous about her. But I also thought like she's kind of young, and so I hope the fact that she's young will help for her to adapt easier. My hair looks fucking insane, right? I need to wash it today, like so bad. And the humidity is making it a little frizzy. Anyway, I was hoping that she was going to adjust and not like freak out not having mom and dad there, like I don't know. And she did amazing. She was a little cautious, but like the tiniest amount of cautious. And she like sort of waddled around, like looked at everything, sniffed everything for a little bit, and then went to check out my mom, sniffed her, whatever. And, excuse me. And then within like 20 minutes or something, she was sitting on my mom's chest, like purring. So I was like, cool, she likes you, amazing. And then when my stepdad, John, was still working I stayed there and had dinner with them before I went to the airport, and he came up to have dinner with us, but he hadn't like really, spent a lot of time with Willow or anything, and so like they seemed like they were gonna get along, but I wasn't quite sure. And when I'm like sitting on the plane like ready to take off, and my mom texts me and is like, just so you know, like John and Willow are like best buds. So I told Perry when he picked me up, I'm like, I'm not sure they're gonna want to give her back. Like they love her. So I was very, very pleased by that. So then I went to the airport. I haven't flown by myself in a long fucking time, so that was interesting. I don't think I've flown by myself since I was like 16. Like, I don't just fly places by myself. So, so got through. Everything was very easy. Security was easy. Getting on the plane was easy. Everything was very easy. I was at the gate pretty early. And then the flight was like fine, it was a flight. I listened to my two favorite podcasts, which is Two Hot Takes, and then the host of Two Hot Takes runs another podcast with her dad called Father Knows Something, and I listened to that one as well. So I was listening to a podcast and playing games on my phone the whole flight, and it was a good time. So then landed, Perry picked me up. I was so excited. LAX is a fucking jungle, but it was cheaper, and there were more options to fly into LAX than to fly into Long Beach, because there is a Long Beach airport that's like literally like 2 minutes down the road from here, from the hotel, but it was more expensive, and there weren't as many options to fly in to LAX or to Long Beach instead of LAX, and LAX is only 20 minutes away, and so it was like whatever. But because we know somebody who works at the airport, round trip was $114. It was like $57 each way. So it's like you can't beat that price. And that's still usually our round trip. That's still even a little more expensive. That like our round trips are usually $80 round trip, $40 each way. But it's close enough. So then Perry and I got in last night, we took a shower, we went straight to bed, but what's nice about this place is that there is free breakfast. So, because one of my things is like, I'm going to be stuck because he is in training all day from like 8 to 4-ish, and so I'm like, I'm going to need breakfast, I'm going to need lunch, like, I'm going to have to DoorDash everything, it's going to cost so much money, and then dinner, like, we have to go out to dinner, and so I was like, it's going to be so expensive, and thankfully they have free breakfast, so I can just swoop on down there and get my free breakfast, and then I brought, like, some snacks with me to sort of see if I could get myself through lunch that way. And then when I was at the breakfast place, they didn't have a ton of options, but I'm pulling it out to show you. I grabbed some pastries and some muffins so that if I wanted to snack on them during the day or for lunch or whatever. So it's like I might not actually need to DoorDash while I'm here. Especially because the reason I'm up so late is that we were up very late last night, and so I was exhausted, and so, but breakfast ends at 9, so I was like, I knew I had to get down there by 9, and Perry left at like 7:30 or something, and was like, you should probably head down to breakfast, like, before you run out of time, and so I was like, yeah, fuck it, so I went down to get breakfast, and then was exhausted, came back up and went back to sleep. And so I just woke up and it's about noon. So, but yeah, that's about it. Our room is messy, but it's very nice. You get the bathroom over there, and then our bed, and then a chair. I'm sitting at a nice little desk, hello me, and then in a spinny chair, and then that's what our view looks like. With the palm trees, because California. I think that's about it. Tonight we're probably going to go out to dinner. Perry has to come back. Once he comes back, they give him homework as well, which I think is just so annoying. Like, he has to sit in training for 8 hours and then come home and do homework. It's like, I think that's annoying in normal school. I was always like, really? It's like, no, when I have kids, if I can opt them out of homework, I will, because like that shit's dumb as hell. But it's like, really, you're gonna make him do a full 8-hour work day and then work more after that? Like, come on. But so he's gonna come back and he's got to do his homework, and then we'll probably go out to dinner or something. So, that's about it. So I'm going to try to get some work done, keep myself busy today. And, there's only so much that I can do without my computer and all my stuff, but I'll do my best. So, yeah, that's it. I don't really have anything else to say or anything else to show you. I wish I had a Reddit story for you or something, but I have to fucking print it out. So I guess that's it. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Hey y'all, it's Friday, October 14th. It's actually 7:50 p.m., which is why it's kind of dark, and it might sound a little different because I'm not using my mic because I didn't fucking feel like pulling it out. I just sat down at my desk to do a couple work things. I need to do payroll. I did payroll while I was gone, but I have my little I've showed you guys this before. Hold on. I have my little budget book, Randa's Crafty Corner budget book, so that I can keep track of all of our spending and stuff like that, and payroll and all that good stuff. I designed it myself, so I'll show you an empty page. Weekly breakdown. I write down everything that's going on, and then this is the expense. This is my little bookmark, so I know where I am. And this is my expenses page, and I can write down all of our expenses for the week. I just like to keep track of that kind of stuff because sometimes it gets really confusing. So I like sent out payroll on Wednesday, but I forgot to. But I need to write it down because I was out of town. So I was gonna write it down real quick, what happened, and then I'm gonna finish editing up this vlog real quick, and then my employee is actually, we made a deal this weekend that I'm gonna be making the wax from now on. She's been making the wax, making the putty, shipping everything out, so but I'm gonna be making the wax from now on. So putty will be made by my lovely employee and all your packages will be shipped out by her, but all wax will now be made by me. And all candles, because candles are gonna be released soon, all candles will be made by me. So I realized that I'll sort of like turn it so I can show you. You see that right there, my printer? I have this really crappy printer that I've had since the very start of my business. I used to use it when I bought it for school, and then I used to use it when I first started my business. I printed orders on it and stuff. It's a really crap printer. It's like a $50 printer. And so it sucks through ink like a son of a bitch. And now it hasn't been working. Which is lovely. So I was like, since, I need to print labels for the candle and I need to print labels for the wax and stuff like that, like I need to get a new printer. And I also want to print, I'm working on a beginner cross stitch kit that I want to release in the shop, and I'm going to need to be able to print for that as well. So I was like, all right, that's it. I need to get a new printer. And as much as I didn't want to do it, I didn't want to spend the money on it, I had to. So today, I bought a new printer. It was like $250 with tax and everything. It's the Epson EcoTank 2803. I read a lot of reviews on it and it seems really good. It's Wi-Fi, so I can just print stuff from wherever, and it has an app so you can do it on your phone, and it has like a bottle that you fill up the cartridges with, instead of having to buy new ink cartridges every time. So they say the average person with this printer spends about $5 on ink a year, which sounds amazing. So I'm hoping that this one will work better and then we'll be good to go. I am, as you can tell, back in Colorado. I guess I didn't say that. I was just explaining why I'm sitting at my desk. I might try to set up the printer tonight if I feel motivated, but I'm not sure. I'm back in Colorado. Perry doesn't get back till tomorrow morning. I'm going to go pick him up from the airport tomorrow morning. But you saw the one day that I filmed in California, and then the next day I frankly didn't feel like it and was like, I don't have anything to show you. I don't have any crafting to show you. I don't have any Reddit stories I can read. So like, I thought it was kind of like, I just was like, I'll skip a day and I'll do it on Friday. But I want to get this vlog up, and I want to make sure that I talk to you guys before I just end the video abruptly like that. So I thought I'd check in, thought we'd read a Reddit story real quick. But I flew in early this morning, and cause it's like, I was flying standby, so it's a pain in the butt for anybody who's ever flown standby before, and so all of the flights for today were getting like really booked up, except for one flight that took off at 5:15 in the morning. I wanted to die. So I woke up at 2:45 this morning and got in an Uber at 3:15 in the morning and then went to the airport. I landed in Colorado at like 9:30. No, 8:30. 8:30 in the morning. And then I went to my mom's because I needed to pick up Willow. Mom and I went and had breakfast, and then she went and bought the printer with me. She went with me because I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And then I went and picked up Ash, who was at the Borders, and then came home to where Ollie was hanging out. So I'm home now. I still need to like put everything like together in a way. I kind of just dumped everything when I walked into the door, but I didn't fucking feel like it. Ate some dinner and then watched TV for a little bit, and now I'm here. Because I feel like I do this when Perry isn't home with me, is that I like start working and like doing random things like this to try to keep myself busy. So that's why I'm sitting at my desk at 8 o'clock at night on a Friday. But there's a few things that I want to make sure are all set up, because next week I want to hit the ground running. I want to get candles released. I want shit to get going. So that's what we're doing. I think that's it. I'm excited for my new printer. I'm excited to be back home. I missed my little furry children so much. I'm so excited to have them back. And I think that's it. Oh, and I showed my mom the video today of the proposal, which you guys saw earlier in this video, and she legitimately started crying. So it was very cute. But anyway, let's find a good Reddit story, shall we? Reddit. Because we gotta read another Reddit story before the end of this vlog. We just gotta. Oh, geez. Okay, we haven't done this in a minute. This is True Off My Chest. It was posted 3 hours ago. From a throwaway account. It has 2.5 thousand upvotes right now from 3 hours ago. And it says, my husband just fat shamed our daughter and I'm beyond livid. I fight someone who fat shames their daughter. Absolutely not. This happened earlier. We were sitting eating dinner, and then my 13-year-old daughter got up from her seat and made her way to one of the top cabinets to grab a plate. She couldn't reach the cabinet and complained about it. My husband said, well, you couldn't reach the cabinet because you're fat. Why you gotta roast a 13-year-old like that? Really? What the fuck does reaching a cabinet have to do with her weight? Okay, I'll keep reading. I'm sorry, I'll shut up. My daughter was stunned. I mean, he did make comments about her putting on weight lately, but never outright called her fat. Doesn't matter. The comments about her gaining weight is enough. Anyway, she said, what does height have to do with weight? That's what I was thinking. What does reaching a cabinet have to do with weight? He said, the fatter you are, the shorter you get. You've put on some serious amount of weight, and you should really do something about it before it's too late. What? Like, this is fake, right? Like, a human didn't actually say this, right? Because how stupid do you have to be? I'm gonna roundhouse kick this man in the face. Just saying. This set me off. Our daughter rushed out crying and refused to finish her dinner. He was like, well, that's a start. Fucking hate this man. When I told him he caused her to miss dinner, we had a huge fight and he accused me of coddling her rather than actually looking out for her the way he does. She's in her room right now and still crying from what he said. I'm beyond livid. I'm so mad because I don't want her to think her worth is in her weight or physical appearance. I hate how he basically put her self-esteem down and made her cry. Edit. Yes, she has put on some weight lately, but it's not as big of a deal as he makes it out to be. She's having issues at school, and this isn't helping. Also, her dad isn't fit or athletic. He's just thin. I want to know, did you just sit and argue with your husband, or did you go and comfort your daughter in her room? Because if you didn't, that's job number one. Just saying. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine an actual father saying this shit to his 13-year-old. That's like, if I could think of a time in my life where I was the most insecure about my body besides right now, it would be when I was 13 years old. Like, pinpoint on the dot. Like, that's when all of, like, issues about your appearance and your body and you start feeling insecure, that's when it all comes to the surface, especially for girls. So the fact that you have your own father calling you fat, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my shit. I've been called fat a number of times in my life, okay, from classmates, from family members, from whoever. So, like, I'm gonna roundhouse kick this man in the face, and then I'm gonna go tell her she's beautiful. Like, it just pisses me off so much. You're gonna create a complex for this poor little girl. Yeah, top comment says, and that's how eating disorders start. Literally. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. Let's see. Where's the next? A lot of people are just commenting on that. I want the next original comment. Does your husband actually believe what he said about height and weight? Because in that case, he's not just a massive asshole, but an idiot. That's what I was saying. He's a dumbass. If he was actually concerned for her, he wouldn't use shame, because shame is cruel and very rarely works. If it does work, it's not in a healthy way. That is not okay. I dated someone in high school who, their family was awful. At the time, we were like 15 or 16, and then he had a little sister who was 11, I think, at the time. And his parents used shame around so many things, but especially weight, where, like, I remember one time, like, he was coming back from the pool, and so he didn't have a shirt on, and his mom was like, you need to put a shirt on, nobody wants to see that, and, like, grabbed his belly, and, like, nobody wants to see that. And I was like, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. I literally told her to, like, shut the fuck up. I did. Because I was so flabbergasted. And they said things like that to the 11-year-old little girl. And I was like, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. And of course, every time they said anything like that, I told them to shut the fuck up, but they didn't care. It was awful. It was bad. So it's like, I've seen that in action. It's like the craziest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. I just have to know what in the goddamn hell is going on with your husband. Why are you married to this man? This is obviously not the only, like, bad thing he has done. Like, and there were comments. This was not the first comment about her weight. Like, you need to take your daughter and run. That is so disgusting. It was only 3 hours ago. There are no comments from OP. There are no updates. That little edit was all we got. Yes, she has put on some weight lately, but it's not as big of a deal as he makes it out to be. Fuck that, man. I want to check real quick on the post we saved before I left. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know how to find a saved post. I gotta find it. Saved. Yes, we read this earlier this week. It was about how they stole the, who is it? Was it sister-in-law? Yeah, sister-in-law and her brother stole her piano that her late husband helped her get, because they said the noise was disturbing them. Do you remember that? And I told her to absolutely call the police. This was 4 days ago. There's still no update. There's still no comments from OP. So I will continue to keep an eye on it, but so far we got nothing. I want to see what else did I save? Because I had a couple of saved Oh yeah, I saved this other post to check up on, and it's called "He'll be surprised to find his shit outside on Monday, just like when he suddenly remembered he was the father of two." Um, and that was where her boyfriend, like the mom was in the hospital and the boyfriend suddenly showed up with two kids that she had no idea about, and then she took care of the kids all by herself, and he was like the worst father ever, and so she was like, "That's it, I'm dumping all this shit outside on Monday." Ooh, there's an update. Ooh, you guys want to hear it? It was from 15 days ago, so there is a little update. It says, "A small update on my previous post. He'll be surprised to find his shit outside on Monday, just like when he suddenly remembered he was the father of two." This was posted 15 days ago. It only has 710 upvotes, so it definitely like went under the radar. But I wish I could tell you it was as easy as 1, 2, 3, but unfortunately the entire thing is volatile and most of my plans just fell apart. The girls are back with their mother. He's currently staying at our place, and I'm staying in a motel. It was just too dangerous for me to stay at our home. He did pack up his stuff and I left it on the porch, but he broke in. He then spent hours insulting me, threatening me, beating me, and he destroyed almost everything in the house. Oh my God, he needs to be arrested immediately. Well, everything that mattered to me. When he finally went to sleep, I just packed what I could and what was important. Then I left. I did contact the police, but that really didn't do much. He beat you. You're telling me the police didn't do it? Call him again. Oh my God. He was out the next day. Oh, so it makes it seem like he did get arrested, maybe, but they posted bail. And back to terrorizing me, which is why I went to the motel. I've been in contact with my sister, and I will be moving in with her in a few days. I just have a few things to sort out before I leave. I expected things to go wrong, and I did plan for that as much as I could, but it went way, way worse than I ever thought. Edit, my landlord has finally agreed to let me out of the lease agreement. Since that asshole wasn't on the agreement, he has been given 3 days to get out, but he refused. That asshole had to be evicted with the help of the police. This guy is such a shit fucking, oh my God, piece of scum trash on this earth. I cannot. Oh my God, I can't. This comment says, if he left bruises or broke anything, you get someone to take pictures and document it. Go to the ER or an urgent care clinic and explain what happened and get it in writing. Document everything of yours that he broke if you can, with pictures if possible. Go to the police. If you're in the USA, the hotline.org has resources to help you. And OP responds and says, I've done all that. It didn't stop him from attacking me again, which is why I made the decision to stay at a motel before I can move permanently away. Good for her for getting out of the house to protect herself, but the fact that she did all of that, it's not going to stop him from attacking again, but you can, it didn't, of course, but you can still get him put the fuck away. Okay, there's a couple comments from OP, so I'm gonna go back to the thing and read it. So this comment says, why do people do shit like this? FYI, if you throw his shit or put it outside, very likely you will be financially responsible for anything damaged or stolen, even if you're like, well, it was trash. Same with changing locks or kicking out BFGF that you live with. Can't do it if they're tenants, bearing court orders, etc. And OP responds and says, it was my place. He wasn't even on the lease. I had even asked for legal advice and informed my landlord of what was happening. He wasn't on the lease, and he was aware that I wasn't going to continue being with him. He just didn't believe me. He saw me pack his stuff up with his own eyes. I was shocked. that I was going through with it. Then was shocked that I was going through with it. And then, yeah, the ones that I already read are the only other ones. That's fucking insane. I hope everything works out for her. It sounds like she's away from him, but holy fuck. Holy fuck. That definitely did not go as planned for her. Jeez. But at least she's done with him. She did say what she did do what she was going to say, which was what she did do what she said she was going to do, which was leave. So I'm proud of her. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it might have been a little chaotic, but when is this video not a little chaotic? So I hope you guys had an amazing week. I hope you have an amazing weekend. I love you all, and I will talk to you on Monday. Bye!